So you're thinking about electrolysis for the first time. I know, it can feel like a really big step. But don't you worry, we're going to break it all down. This guide is all about demystifying that very first visit, so you can walk into your consultation feeling totally confident and ready for what's next. First things first, let's clear up something really important that people often get confused about. Electrolysis is about permanent hair removal, not just reduction. You see, while laser treatments damage the follicles to make hair grow back thinner over time, electrolysis is a whole different ballgame. It completely destroys the hair's growth center for good. Getting this difference is honestly the most important first step. And hey, that's not just some fancy marketing talk. This is backed by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. They have consistently said that electrolysis is the only method they recognize for permanent hair removal. That's a really powerful statement to keep in mind when you're looking at your options. Okay, so we've broken this whole journey down into 5 simple stages. We're going to start with what electrolysis actually is. Then we'll get into finding the right professional, what to expect at that first meeting, the treatment process itself, and of course, the amazing reward at the end of it all. So let's dive into part 1, the quest for permanence. Because, before you can even think about picking someone to do this, you've got to understand what you're really signing up for. So how does this magic actually happen? Well, an electrologist gently slides a superfine, sterile probe right into the natural opening of the hair follicle. Then, a tiny bit of electrical current zaps the base, destroying the cells that make the hair grow. The hair is then just lifted out with tweezers and, get this, that follicle will never, ever produce another hair again. Seriously, ever. All right, on to what is, I would argue, the most critical step in this entire process. Finding your guide. You really want to think of this person as your partner. Choosing the right one is absolutely essential, not just for your success, but for your safety too. So how can you tell a pro from a, well, not so pro? Here are the key things to look out for. First, make sure they do needle electrolysis. That's the one with a fine probe, the only method the FDA approves. Look for credentials on the wall, like CPE, which means Certified Professional Electrologist, and check for a state license. Being a member of a group like the American Electrology Association is another huge plus. And of course, they have to guarantee your privacy and be totally transparent about how they keep everything clean. A professional environment just has a certain feel to it. When you walk in, the place should be spotless and look well-equipped. You'll want to keep an eye out for a medical-grade sterilizer. It's often called an autoclave. And listen, this part is completely non-negotiable. They must use a brand new, sterile, disposable probe for every single client, every single time. Okay, so you've done your research, you've found someone who looks promising, and you've booked your first appointment. Now we're at the first meeting, your consultation. The whole point of this visit is to get all your questions answered and just make sure you feel totally comfortable moving forward. A good consultation usually follows a pretty standard path. You'll be welcomed in, then you'll fill out a confidential health form because your overall health can actually affect the treatment. Then comes the most important part, a nice, long chat about your goals where you can ask absolutely anything you want. A lot of places will also offer a quick sample treatment, which is great because you can feel what it's like and see how your skin reacts. And to make sure you get the most out of that chat, here are some fantastic questions to have in your back pocket. You want to understand the science, what your treatment plan will look like, their exact sanitation routine, and of course the cost. A really great electrologist will also be super knowledgeable and supportive of specific needs, whether that's hair growth from a condition like PCOS or for gender-affirming goals. Okay, you are informed, you've picked your guide, and now we are on the path forward. Let's talk about the treatment itself, what you can expect both during a session and right after. Here it is, the question on everyone's mind. And the honest-to-goodness answer is, it depends. Most people describe it as a quick little sting or a sensation of heat that lasts for just a second. But remember, everyone's pain tolerance is different, and some areas of the body are just more sensitive than others. But here is the great news. Any discomfort is super manageable. You can try a topical numbing cream about a half hour before you go in, or take an over-the-counter pain reliever. It's also a smart move to skip coffee or alcohol right before, because they can make your skin a bit more sensitive. And most importantly, always talk to your electrologist. They can adjust the settings to keep you as comfortable as possible. After your session, you are going to see some redness and maybe a little bit of swelling in the area. And I want you to know this is completely normal. In fact, it's a good sign. It's just your skin's natural reaction, and it usually calms down within just a few hours. It means the treatment worked. So, you've finished a session, but you're not done yet. What you do next is just as important as the treatment itself. So let's talk about aftercare and what's next, because protecting your skin is key to getting the best results. For the next day or two, your main job is just to keep the area clean, calm, and protected. Cleanse it gently with something like witch hazel, stay out of the sun, and maybe skip that super sweaty workout or the sauna. Now, this one is crucial. Do not pick or scratch at it. And try to avoid putting makeup on the treated area. Finally, go ahead and book your next session, just like your electrologist recommended. And that brings up maybe the most important principle of all. Electrolysis is not a one-and-done kind of thing. Hair grows in different cycles, so consistency is absolutely everything. Sticking to the schedule your electrologist creates for you is the only way you're going to catch every single hair at just the right time to get that truly permanent result. After all the planning, the treatments, the aftercare, we finally arrive at the last stage, the ultimate reward. This is the why. This is the reason you started this journey in the first place. This quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? The end goal isn't just about having smooth, hair-free skin. It's about the feeling that comes with it. It's about getting back that confidence that might have been chipped away by dealing with unwanted hair. It's a really profound, life-changing benefit that goes way deeper than the surface. So the final thought I really want to leave you with is this. Your journey to that lasting confidence, it's a partnership. The result depends just as much on your commitment as it does on your electrologist's skill. So the only question left to ask is, who are you going to choose to be your guide?